I turned 30 this past year, and I can tell, oh, thanks. Yay. I can tell I'm maturing a little bit because I really realized the importance of bringing balance into my life. So now I have one Instagram account for nothing but trolling, and one Instagram account for leaving nothing but positive comments. Alright. I went to the aquarium the other day. I was there on a mission. I was there to punch a stingray in the face. Had to let him know Steve Irwin still had hitters out here, man. I was invited to a clam bake a few days ago. All I could think of when I heard the words clam bake, though, was a yeast infection. I was like, maybe not. I recently recorded my first comedy album. Woo! Hey, now I need to find a bigger audience than just my therapist. I love my therapist, but found out that the feeling isn't mutual. Let me paint a scene for you. I was alone in the waiting room. It was quiet. I hear footsteps on the other side of the door and they stop. And I just hear a... The door opened and it was my therapist. I was like, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know he had to mentally strap in for this shit. Something I've been working on in therapy. I'm not sure if this makes me bisexual or just a narcissist. But whenever I masturbate to myself masturbating. So I'm just in the mirror like, yeah, you beat that dick real good. But it's my dick. Thanks, man. It's true. I found out it's called autosexual, actually. Where was it? Therapist. I like to give girls compliments, but when I do it, I'm not trying to like hit on them. It's more like if I was a girl, that's what I would do. Yeah, just me. Okay, like whenever I see a girl with colored hair, I always go out on my way to be like, hey, I really like your hair. They always react kind of the same way, kind of like I was like, hey, I like your hair, I'd like to fucking comb in it. They're always like, oh, thanks, and I kind of walk faster. Then I want to be like, no, not like sexually, like I want it. But look at me, I can't yell that at a woman on the street. Then it sounds like I'm gonna keep her in my basement, shave her head, make a wig out of it, and be like, oh, I'm a pretty girl now. I like you, man. Luckily, I'm in a relationship now, but I always had trouble talking to girls, especially when I was single, and I had a friend who was like, Corey, if you're ever with a girl and you're not sure how it's going, just remember one thing. When in doubt, whip it out. Excuse me? Yeah, and he looks at me and he's like, they're only gonna do one of two things, man. Either they're gonna scream and slap you, yeah, okay. Or they're gonna be cool with it and put it in their mouth. Yeah, a couple of things with that. First, that's assault, brother. This was before the Me Too movement, but even then I was like, I don't think so, dude. Second, what Ron Jeremy universe are you living in? Where you're just whipping out your dick and chicks are putting it in their mouth? And third, I don't have a dick that I can whip out. All right? I gotta coax this guy out. Stop whipping out here, buddy. Hey, when I was younger, I was afraid to sleep on my stomach because I thought it would stunt my penis growth. Turns out I was right. Looks like a mushroom in a wheat field. Yeah, my pubes are longer than my dick. I get an itchy butthole. The worst is like when you're in public and you gotta find a discreet way to take care of it. like maybe you're in line at Disneyland or something, and it's like 105 degrees out, you're doing like a little jig. My favorite thing to do is to act like you're tying your shoe and sit on your heel, maybe wiggle around a little bit. And that's why I think cowboys used to really wear spurs. That's dumb. I like to play a lot of video games when I get high. Hey, and little kids are really good at talking shit on there. And for the longest time, I never knew what to say back. But I finally found the perfect comeback. So whenever a kid's running his mouth, I always be like, hey, you better shut the fuck up. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna fuck your mom.
Sounds like my weekend.
And it usually works, it's usually silent. Until the voice of a middle-aged woman comes on and goes, don't you go making promises you can't keep. Some people tell me I look like Tobey Maguire. Nobody here? All right, cool. Yeah, maybe if he stopped working after Spider-Man 3. Did nothing but drink PBR for 12 years. I think I look like Jesus Christ was my dad. And he tried to hand down the family carpentry business to me. But I was like, fuck you, Dad, I'm gonna be a skater. Or I think, stay with me on this one, maybe, just maybe, I can make it on the cover of GQ. Homeless edition. I like that joke because I always picture myself like dumpster diving and like jockeys made out of used newspaper. That's dope. I'll leave you guys on this one. I actually was homeless for a year. And I was couch surfing for a few months. And then finally I saw that movie, Into the Wild. You guys remember that movie? Yeah, he sheds his possessions, goes off. I was like, oh, I can do that. I've got like 3 t-shirts. The thing I didn't learn from that movie though was how many truckers I'd have to give handjobs to get anywhere. All right, thanks guys. I'm Corey.